And the ADA has affected employment in many, many ways. You know, I think at a very high level, what the ADA has done is moved sort of the thinking around disability from a purely medical model to a more social model of how disability issues should be engaged. I mean, that's at a very high level. But from that, you begin to think about the person in a holistic manner. It's that the person is a person and not the disability. And with that, you have follow-up drivers, if you will, around accessibility and universal design and reasonable accommodations, and all the things that have to happen in the workplace, or even more broadly in society, that looks at the person as a person first, as opposed to the disability. Well, first and foremost, have the skills. That's first and foremost. You're not going to go anywhere without the skills. You have to have the skills. You have to have the grades. You have to be able to demonstrate the ability to do the work. Number two, be bold. Bring yourself to work. Bring your whole self to work. In many ways, that may require blazing a trail, but be prepared to bring yourself to work. And be prepared to have a voice. You wouldn't say that to anyone else because that's what I think most people would just naturally do. But I think students with disabilities should recognize the totality of their beings as well. And you're not your disability. If you're blind or if you have a hearing impairment, that should not be a barrier to your opportunity, unless, in many ways, unless you make it a barrier. Ask for what you want. People ask what they want all the time. If I come into a company and I'm negotiating my terms of employment, and I say, if you want me, here's what we're going to negotiate on. So the same is true, I think, for an individual with a disability that says, hey, look, I have to say I'm deaf, so I need a CAT-TEL phone. There's no discussion about it. This is what I need. Let's make it happen. When people with disabilities are at the table, they bring that perspective, and just as would any other diversity segment of the population. I can bring a perspective as a person with a disability. I can bring a perspective as a person that's over 50. I can bring a perspective as someone who's African American. I can bring that perspective to folks that might not otherwise have, and that's fine. But what's great about it is that there is a receptivity to those perspectives. Companies that are on the leading edge and are progressive in these spaces want to hear those perspectives. Students with disabilities, when I say bring yourself to work, bring yourself to work. We need those perspectives. We absolutely need those perspectives.